Hello everybody, how's everyone? Ame Gakita desu. Alright, today we are going to talk about some Twitter activities in regards to about some war situation where people are talking about here, there, everywhere, apparently, and it got quite ridiculous to the point that a voice actor got technically decided to be out of Twitter because of the toxicity in it, or to the point of people putting words into deaf people or fictional character mouth, indicating their justice or whatsoever. So, what actually happened? Well, technically, the whole situation started from the war in the Middle East situation. I think I won't point out which country. That is for you to go and research on your own self, but knowing that the war that is happening in the world, I mean, like when you know about a few countries having in war, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, to those political people, maybe to them is a good thing, but to me, I'm just saying that the life of people lost during the conflict is just ridiculous. It's downright bad. When people say like dying children, I will tell you guys that you guys, having adult dying is also not a good thing. Okay, so all in all, having people dying due to war, it is ridiculous, alright. So as for right now, there are some activities or activities I don't know how to pronounce that word because I don't like it. I don't like that word myself, but that's only on me, alright. So normally I call those people going on strike or protest to indicate their justice or indicating their reason for the protest along the line, making sure that at least more people are aware of the situation, which I think it is a good thing. If you look in one perspective, is that they are spreading words, all right. I mean, so the war in this case, personally, I find it ridiculous because the thing is, why I almost like saying like why should they have the thing is that sometimes war happen because of disagreement, because of conflict that should be resolved by the government, but instead they decided that, hey, no. So if anyone say that why is people not learning, look at past history in the past. This world have been built on by conflict. It have been built on by wars and issue against each country, competing against each other due to resources, maybe due to interest, maybe due to religious. Oh hell, I see a lot of past history in the past where people just kill people for being a heretic along the line. Alright, so for me, I would say it's ridiculous. The reason why when I saw the reason for it, it's just ridiculous. In a sense, who is the one who lead the military first? I mean, like, is it terrorists or is it the government? In my eyes, both have the same blame in a way. So to me, again, I would say that this kind of conflict, do I agree with it? I do not agree. But then again, this is the world that we are living. Suck it up, deal with it. It's just that it's really like something that I myself don't like, but at the same time, this word is just like, again, I mentioned, is moving based on conflict. It's just that if some Pacific government are working their ass in the right way, yeah, then maybe we know a lot of situation. Which the reason why one of the reason why I hardly talk about politics is that it's always very black in my eyes. There is no gray area. There is no white area. There is. If anyone say there is no corruption in government, I would just say F you, go and check out how the amount of corruption government in the world. Even in Singapore or in Japan, when people say that it's very unlikely to have corruption, look at the case that happened in recent years where they talk about some of the government in Japan or Singapore receiving bribe money in the ruling party. Wow, how am I not even surprised at all? So one of the reasons why I hardly talk about politics in my live stream or my video is that it's always very black and the word for government in the Chinese word is actually used the word guan. Guan got two mouths. One mouth is for eating and talking. The other mouth is for I mean, like, basically another mouth is to like, what was the thing like? Yeah, one is for eating money, one is for talking bullshit. So in regard is that is the reason why they have government in the Chinese word called guan, which have both who has two mouths. Go and check it out yourself. It is true, okay? Because basically one is for eating money, one is for talking bullshit. So it's along the line of like it's ridiculous. It's like that's how the world it had been, always based on conflict or interest along the line that people don't like, and they start making noise about it. And who is ending up suffering at the end of the day? The people. But the best of all is that I'm actually amazed that the number of people who going around trying to defend or trying to put up a protest along that line can again lead to again in my dictionary the fourth phase of a sane people becoming an insane people. So in my live stream and in my video, I've been talking about the the phase of love that can lead to obsession, right? The one thing you guys have to understand that there is four phase. Is actually love can lead to obsession is when you have hate lead to obsession is that when your emotion that is get too strong it can become an obsession with it. Basically it's actually based on my fourth phase of a sane person becoming an insane person, or basically in most sense would be a crazy person. So the thing is, right, what you guys have to understand is that the phase number one is the first emotion. It can be hate, it can be like, it can be dislike, it can be love. Basically any emotion that you get obsessive with someone to the point that it start having you start having harvesting that kind of feeling whether you like it or not. It happened. Now what's the second phase? Well, the second phase in my dictionary is actually obsession. Again, the reason being that is that when you realize that you hate something or you dislike something, or to the point of that you love someone to the point of that you willing to forgo many things, that is obsession already. And that is the second phase, because normally at this phase, right, you still got chance to return. It's just that you have a little bit of side effect of being like trying to deny such a thing, and the effect will be very very bad, because if you don't step back in time, that will be the third phase. But the thing is, the second phase is that you still can recover. That anyone who can stop you trying to recover, trying to help you along the line, yeah, you can still save. Third phase will be the situation of when, yeah, that is when I always say things get weird. Well, the reason why I say things get weird is that often more than not, this is a time on when it's very hard for them to recover. It's because the reason why is that normally when they love someone or hate someone to the point that they start thinking about weird reasoning, it's more the reason why I say they are more becoming insane is that the way they're trying to justify their reasoning for hate or love, it can come up with many ridiculous reasons, or they can come up with ridiculous answer to their own question or their obsession question, to the point that it is just downright crazy in many people's eyes. People will just at this point will realize that that people is yabai, that people is crazy along the line. That is already on the point of no return. If you guys want to put into perspective, it's more like you're landing on yourself in the horizon of the black hole, and you're really near to the black hole, and you're trying to get out of the horizon, but then again you are in the horizon. You can never get out, because you are going to get sucked into the final phase. And normally when they get into that final phase, that is when this thing happen. So some activities go along the line of creating a list of people who they want to like them to either they voice the issue on the wall or the conflict along the line, and when that actually happen, they will do harassment, they will do doxing, they will do whatsoever, apparently based on many people's account, that they will go to the point of doing this kind of in many people's eyes called bullying, on ensuring that the people will talk about this in a way to ensure that their reason for it is justified. The funny thing that got me find it ridiculous, again I mentioned what I said is people can come up with weird reasoning. If you come up with reasoning that doesn't make sense, when you get to the phase 4, imagine the third phase but many times worse. So basically in Say That's video, I will put up his video in the link description below. apparently some people got received harassment and death threat over some issue or along the line where Maraha actually talked about it. And I mean, like, some people who doesn't even live in that country because just because they are influencer or just because they are voice actor, and you if people donate money to help people that need the money in the first place, let's say mother and newborn who really actually need the money more than anyone else along the line, or they have to talk about the conflict issue because they don't like to see their child and along the line, and wish that the two country can get into a proper chat with some streamer to talk about the whole situation because someone just want to see the world burn in the wrong sense. So it's actually ridiculous that how people got actually, like, some continue with and just do a little bit of throwing in the way, or some people just decide to just get out of Twitter along the way because the everything in the Twitter is getting more and more ridiculous. It's getting more and more toxic to the point that I had no idea what the CEO of the Twitter is doing. Best name X. Someone should create a company and create a social media and call it A. Anyway, all in all, I would say it's very, very ridiculous. But the one thing that got me, like, dumbfounded, like, one of the things that I actually found it very, like, stupid and ridiculous is that people going along the line of putting words into dead people, aka Technoblade, as well as a fictional character, Hatsune Miku, one of my favorite characters of all time. And she became a supporter of the active situation? Huh? What a time I've been living. I guess I live long enough to be called an old man, I guess. But I am an old man, so yeah. I got no idea. So anyway, again, this is really the situation of, again, like I mentioned, why I call it the phase 4 is that people can go to the situation of creating false information or creating ridiculous stuff to the point that trying to justify their just cause or their protest or their strike along the line, and it's really bad in many ways. So just like, again, like I mentioned, there are already phase 4 fan on Niji-sanji situation, which I'll talk in the next video next time. The one thing I will say is that sometimes when you look at this kind of situation, it's just downright crazy, about how the hell did those people in Twitter can go about. And funny thing is, right, Rev's son actually got along the line of saying that I don't think Twitter is the best way to put out this kind of protest, and I do agree with it, because if they really want to talk about it, right, spreading over on the internet does go a long way. Yes, I do agree with those people who are thinking along the line that, hey, maybe we should talk about it in social media. But the way they trying to justify their reasoning for their cause on Twitter or even in real life, it's just so downright bad to the point that you might have to just wonder, like, do we even want to talk about it in the first place? Because the thing is, right, what I'm actually very surprised is that they are trying to put in popular influencer or top influencer to talk about their reasoning. I believe there was some YouTuber who call himself who is so cringe with Charlie or Penguin Zero to the point that he want him to talk about it, or he will go and sue him just because of it, because he choose not to talk about it. Like, I'm confused. So it's really crazy that I actually see this kind of thing happening in this world. And often more than not, you'll be saying, like, when people say that you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain, the only thing I would say, right, is that, well, it's whole true in some extent. Imagine that the hero that everyone like is actually a villain in disguise. AKA many government in the world. But anyway, it's just weird that considering the situation with activities just downright bad. And to me, my advice to all those activities is that number one, the one that they should be pestering is not influencer to talk about it. It's because the thing is, right, if some people think that, oh, influencer like singer, voice actor, or maybe some live top streamer talk about it, and then people will think about it. The thing is, right, when you're involving a situation where people doesn't like to talk about politics, then you shouldn't be talking about them. You should go and, I mean, like, spreading of words, yeah, understandable, but when you became so downright bad, that is already like phase 4 of being insane already, right? And to me, I would just say again and again is I'm actually amazed at the situation that is happening. I personally do agree with Fredson that Twitter is not the right way to go. Social media is not the right way to go. If you come up with a proper reasoning, if you come up with a justification reason, all this line, and you spread the word, at least not forcefully, but at least to show the people that there is such a thing happening, people may turn an eye and look at it. But if you force it down people's throat, imagine that people is forcing a banana down your throat, a whole banana peeled into your throat. How will you feel? For goodness sake? Obviously, you won't accept it unless you are a person who will really accept it. Then I think that will be the final phase of the 4th phase. It's not the 4th phase, but the final last phase. You are downright insane. the 5th hidden phase. So the one thing is, right, it's really just downright bad at this point of time that I'm actually amazed how people can come out with this kind of thing. And do I agree with it? No, I don't agree with it. It's just that at this point of time, this is the world that we're living in. We have to accept it, and whether do we accept it or not, hey, I mean, like, that's for you to write in the comment below. Do you guys accept it, or do you guys want to talk about it? Write down your opinion or thought, or whether you agree or disagree on the comment below, and we can discuss it further. But with that being said, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that never follow a single trend. But till then, hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.